Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Good morning to you and happy new week to every single one in the community. I hope that this week bears fruits for all of you. And as usual, you know the vibe. I'm here to give you guys the latest concerning our players as they, prepare for Rwanda. Of course, today is match day 6, and that game is coming up 5 p.m. this evening. A must-win match for Rwanda, but also a game that the Super Eagles will be looking to get results. And according to Coach Austin EGUAVOEN, he doesn't want anything less than a draw, for that game. So quickly, I'm just going to give you, what has transpired over the last couple of hours, uh, right now in the camp. And one of the most notable things that happened is the fact that Ademola Lookman has now been excused, from the squad. Uh, he has now traveled to Atalanta, Italy, where he's going to, be looked at by the medical of the Atlanta Football Club. Of course, if you recall that, we talked about it. He had a knock in the Benin Republic game, and that was the reason why he didn't show up for the training yesterday. So his club side wanted him to come back to the club so that he doesn't endanger uh, making the injury worse. So he's no longer going to be involved in this one. And of course, as usual, the previous guys, or like Aina as well, returned 2 or 3 days ago, and then Stanley Nwabali excused for for the sudden tragedy that happened to him. So with this in place, I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of changes to the first team. I'm thinking maybe there's going to be like a complete overhaul of the squad. But again, we have a really big squad filled with quality. So I'm sure anybody that comes in to play will be very, very productive and also work towards getting the result for Austin EGUAVOEN. But quickly, I just wanted to digress a little bit to what Coach Austin EGUAVOEN said recently about his future with the team. Of course, he currently occupies that space as a caretaker coach or interim manager. And the directive from the NFF was actually to qualify the Super Eagles to the Nations Cup 2025. And that objective has obviously been reached. So, there will now be a sitting down on a table and discussion about contracts with the NFF. Coach EGUAVOEN and the NFF are going to have to talk about contract. So, but EGUAVOEN said, something that hinted that he may or may not be around for next year's FIFA qualifiers, which is going to start in March. And he said this in his recent statement. I'm just going to read it out so you can, understand what he said in his own words. He said, World Cup will come, but I don't know if I will be in charge or not. If I'm in charge, we've spoken about it. We know that we have to win every game, and we will approach each game as a final. So let that time come first. So this is what he has now responded, when asked the question about whether he's still going to be around as the coach of the team. One of the previous videos, I talked about it, which Austin EGUAVOEN mentioned the criteria that it would take for him to accept the job from NFF. And one of the most important things he said then was that if he's going to collect the job, or if he's going to take the job on a permanent basis, then NFF are going to promise to give him time, give him reasonable time for him to, build the squad, gather the boys, instill his philosophy in them, and then start winning games. And that time also includes freedom, to do whatever he wants with the team, to build the team by himself, and then also freedom to experiment. Maybe he might lose matches or draw some matches, things like that, but he should be given time. So this is what he said. It's not just okay, take the job, you play 2 matches, lose one, draw one, they fire you, something like that. Like we've seen NFF do with Coach Finidi. So Eguavoen stated it categorically that he would want time, and that's of course, knowing NFF, that hasn't really been their strong suit. They've not been known to give coaches a lot of time, especially home-based coaches. But from the look of things now, Eguavoen is very open to remaining as the head coach or taking the job permanently. At least from what he said now in his statement, that he may or may not be in charge, and that we'll see when that time comes. So obviously, he's very open to the possibility of continuing as a coach. And for me personally, I would want him to stay. A lot of fans also want him to stay because he had a really good run these qualifiers, and the boys love him, fans love him, and he doesn't cause drama as well. In the dressing room, just like the whole Finidi situation, Finidi Osimhen, Finidi Lookman, all these sort of things, coaches and the players. So this is not, the kind of coach that Eguavoen is. So Coach Austin Eguavoen, as we've seen now, is not one to cause drama, or is not one to be disrespected by the boys because they love him and they respect him. But we'll see what happens, in the coming months leading up to that one. Maybe NFF is going to permanent his deal and then give him what he wants for the job. But let me, come back to what's currently happening today. What's going to happen rather? Nigeria, Rwanda. Of course, that game is coming up 5 p.m. As I said, at the Gospel Akpabio Stadium. Tickets are on sales right now. So if you're around Uyo and you want to catch that one live, the tickets are now on sale in stores. But again, I just wanted to let you guys know what Victor Boniface has said, about the Nations Cup 2025. Of course, there've been lots of talks about potential countries that could potentially win that trophy next season. The strongest countries, going into that one. And for Victor Boniface, when he was asked, he believes that countries like Ivory Coast, Morocco, Mali, Senegal are the favorites to win this African Cup of Nations. And if you look at it, these guys are really, really on fire. Right now, most of them are table toppers for their groups. The likes of Morocco is in form, and at this point, they top their group with 15 points. Maximum. They actually won all their games, and the margin said that they won the game is really, really shocking. They've won 4-1, 1-0, 5-0, 4-0, 5-1 for all of their games, and it just shows that Morocco is really, really serious about this. And another advantage for them is that they are actually going to be the ones to host the competition. So it looks like they want to retain that cup. They want to keep that trophy in their country. But it's not about getting it's not about winning all your qualifiers. When the competition starts proper, that's when we'll see people that can actually go all out to win it. But that's the update, guys. I'll drop a video later, by God's grace, to talk about potential lineups for this game. Probably in the next video, or maybe the next 2 videos, so that you can have an idea of the guys to expect.